current agenda.
Okay, this is live.
Motion to strike personal updates.
No,
Yeah,
professional to.
Professional.
Updates.
That is in order. Can I get a mover? Oh, can I get a second?
Yeah, I can second that.
You want to just motion?
Yeah. All those in favor, please raise your hand and say aye.
Aye.
Awesome.
Hey,
This
is your-
passes.
I'm sending it right now.
Are there any other amendments?
Motion to add. I actually can't motion.
Is anyone taking
Anyone
minutes?
want a motion?
I can't take minutes right now. I'm trying to. Can you send the
in
link?
agenda.
Motion to add
How do you use this?
AMS conference policy.
AMS booking policy.
AMS booking policy.
Oh yeah, sorry, AMS booking policy.
AMS booking policy.
There's
So,
also
CUS booking policy.
CUS booking policy. I'm gonna write it on my notes.
I'm really
because
sorry.
I know
I'm not
it's
connected to
important.
that. So I can't.
CS booking policy, that is in order. Can I get a seconder? AJ seconded. All those in favor, please use your hand and say aye.
I can take
Aye,
notes for me
awesome.
right now.
Okay,
Thank you.
we'll just do that. Let's do that before the discussion about SPF and just finish with SPF. Cool. CS booking policy.
Are they on the Google?
Are we muted?
Awesome.
I'm
Wait.
trying.
Oh, wait,
Be
one
it
second.
resolved that the agenda be now adopted as
Can they
presented.
hear
Can I
us?
get a mover and
Hello?
seconder?
I will
Moved by
move
Jacob,
that.
I can't
seconded
hear you.
by
Phoebe.
Sorry, what are we
Simran.
motioning right now? To add to the agenda?
just adopt the agenda now
Okay,
after
yes.
the amendments.
Sorry,
Cool.
sorry.
Everyone in favor, please use your hand and say aye.
Aye.
This also passes.
Ooh.
Okay, great. So we strike updates. The first item of discussion is US booking policy. Okay, Simran, you motion on this. Do you want to speak on it or should I
Sure, I
speak
can-
on it?
I can motivate.
Okay,
Do you
I'm going
want
on
to
the
motivate it?
so let me know.
Either way, it's basically just Phoebe was finding that clubs from the AMS who weren't affiliated with us were asking for their room requests to be
Oh, it is like
run through her. And so she was just thinking we need kind of a policy set in place that only CUS affiliated clubs can request room bookings, and there's going to be a 1-year grace period if they've lost affiliation.
Grace period meaning that they can still have bookings within the year?
Yeah, the year after that they've been.
And
no
how,
longer.
if this is in place, it goes until December,
Well, I think probably just the next school year.
school year.
next school year?
Yeah.
Okay.
Meaning
So
that
that's-
if they can't book any rooms in Sauder, does that mean that they have to go through?
They just have to go through a different. They
They don't
can't go
go-
through Phoebe.
they
They can't
don't
go through internal.cus.ca.
So they have just as much of access to it. They just have to follow a different procedure.
They don't have
Yes.
CUS
Yeah,
do the procedure.
yeah,
for them?
because non-solder clubs, if I'm correct, can book rooms in Henry Angus. This is not through the same system.
Okay,
Okay,
gotcha.
just saying. I hope someone's
Okay.
taking minutes.
Is there any discussion?
Is anyone taking
Well, we're
minutes?
recording, right? So we can backtrack
Okay.
later. And is
Are
there
you
any
taking minutes,
discussion?
Maddie?
Angela, you're taking.
I can't connect to the internet.
If
right
no
now.
one has anything to say on this, then
Okay,
this
you're
should be
there.
recommended to
Go
policy
talk.
comment.
Let me
right?
have one talk.
So I think today you guys don't formally have to make a motion on it, from what I understand. So if that's all good, then we can move on to this.
Should we make a
Um,
motion? We have a motion.
yeah.
to
Approve it.
Well, we would have
Yeah.
to vote because it's a change in policy.
And both
Okay, you
has-
guys can recommend it to policy com then, so.
We will motion.
No, it's
No,
it's
board has to
through
vote.
it's through board. Where it's just
Oh, sorry,
yeah.
policy com comes from, my
Yeah.
bad,
Yeah,
that's my
yeah,
bad, okay. Does someone wanna make a motion?
They have to
Jacob?
motion no, yes.
A board, yeah.
You have to make it.
How about, did you have to say it?
Yeah, there's motion to membership introductions, new member and declaration of van
What?
policies.
What?
What?
Vacancies.
What did you say?
Oh. Wait, is this one, right?
Your motion?
No.
Oh.
Just go
Okay.
to Slack.
Sorry.
Yeah, if it's in Slack, you guys read it off there,
Yeah.
please.
This is what we would have
Oh,
Oh, that's me.
Oh, okay, never mind.
Where's it?
would be motion to is it suspending policy and that if clubs were, or adding to policy that
Okay,
clubs that are,
Phoebe wrote
Is it on-
it on
is it-
Slack.
I don't have-
Can you just repeat it?
Wait, who
Uh,
has Slack? Evan, you have
I have-
Daphne's vote, right? Can you?
Okay, I make a motion that the COS will allow AMS
Yes.
clubs with COS affiliation to request room bookings. And clubs without affiliation will be given a grace period from for 1 year as a result of this rule.
Yes.
We can edit it
Okay.
afterwards.
Does Phoebe have the exact wording that it would be for it to go into code?
There's gotta be
So-
somewhere in board meetings. Can you find it?
Yeah, I found it. I'll put it into the minutes.
I feel like ideally it would have been nice to
No?
like present what it would have looked like
I'm
going
asking
into
whether.
code,
Going.
and then for you guys to just
Okay,
vote
where's
on
where's
these.
I mean, we can just vote to draft it into
where are
policy.
the
Like, if you are gonna draft it into policy, then you guys might as well just postpone it to the next board meeting, because you guys should vote on the exact.
That's true. I think it
So
was just
here
more
is
like
the
a-
exact line, so motion be it, the CUS will allow all AMS clubs with CUS club affiliation to request room bookings. Clubs and or other organizations without affiliation will not be allowed to request room bookings. Clubs who lose affiliation will be given a 1-year grace period from this rule.
And that's word for word how it would go into
That
code,
is
right?
word for word.
Beautiful.
AJ.
Not word for
Anything
word,
slick?
not word for word, very, very similar, but that is what the gist
Can
of the
someone call
policy is.
her?
I feel like,
You wanna
Can you
call Phoebe?
unmute her actually?
I didn't mute her.
Oh. Oh, she's
Phoebe.
somewhere else?
yeah,
This is so.
is it, can Phoebe talk?
Phoebe, can you give me a call, Phoebe?
This is what she wrote.
Give me a call, Phoebe.
Not exact code. what do you
Give
want?
me a call.
I think the code, the way that Chris worded it is the way that it would go into code.
That's exactly what I read.
Okay.
Chris was-
Well, as long as you guys as
Oh, wait,
board
I
are
can
comfortable
choose.
with it, I'm not a board member, so if you guys are comfortable voting on it and then moving it to policy com, that's your call. So are we gonna make a motion? AJ, can you say that again, please?
Yes,
Email.
just give
Now
me
just-
one
Maddie, do
second.
you have
Okay.
access to Slack?
Chris is-
Yes, yeah, so we,
That's
here,
very normal.
It's 6:44.
the CUS will allow all AMS clubs with CUS club affiliation to request room bookings. I know
Yeah.
I just read this. Clubs and other organizations without affiliation will not be allowed to request room bookings. Clubs who lose affiliation will be
Hello?
given a 1-year grace period from this rule.
One second, I'll put it in
So
the
that's what
speaker.
will be
Is it
drafted into
Phoebe?
policy.
Yeah, Phoebe. Hey, Phoebe.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, is the wording that Maddie said fine?
So from what I heard from Chris, it should be basically that, but let me just retrack what he said. It's more because
Wait, Phoebe, because
yeah.
normally, like with policy, would you think it's okay? Like, do you think
Board
it's
can
better,
always
like,
go through.
if, for example, because board would have to like approve the exact wording that gets codified, right? So then normally with policy, from what I remember, like the exact like lines that will go into code will be presented at the board meeting, and then we would have like a discussion about it afterwards, and then the board would vote on it, and then it would be codified. So then in this situation, is there like do you think you need it like right now? Because if it's not
Yes.
specified in code,
No, I
then
need it now.
technically you can just do
I need it now. I need it now.
like, because you can do what you want if it's not in code. Do you know what I mean? Like, you can make your judgment call and then like do it at the next board meeting.
No, but what I'm saying is like Chris is saying I can't move forward with anything unless the board passes a motion for it to go into policy even, and then at policy committee they'll probably like Chris is gonna word it more properly, if that makes sense.
If we
Because
can
how
put
it
this-
normally works, wouldn't it be that policy.com would have the discussion about it and you would bring it up there, and then policy.com would recommend those policies to board, and then board would approve it. So it's like
The
backwards,
policy
right?
committee, we're moving towards more of a system where people can directly request, like HR commission can draft a lot of their own HR policy and then just pass it directly to the board. So possibly we can use this wording, I think is sufficient, that we could pass it today,
Well,
have it in
if-
policy,
if
and
it
then
comes
craft
down
it
to
later and
we can
repass.
use this wording, because what Chris wrote said if you could pass what's listed below into policy, that's what he wrote. I'm just like not 100% sure that's what we're putting into code, if that makes sense.
Okay, so
But
here's what
that's the right like idea.
here's what I'm thinking. Why don't we pass this right now? Come back, like do the wording that you need to do, and then come back and we'll find.
There's no reason why this word for word can't go into policy, and if we feel that we need to change it later,
Yeah.
You can
the
amend it.
policy
We can amend it
will
later.
amend it.
Yeah, I
I think
agree.
that's fine.
Okay,
I just need the idea to be passed so I can do my job.
Perfect.
Okay.
You got it.
all right, thanks, Phoebe.
Thanks, guys.
Okay, So we have a motion on the floor right now from AJ. Be it resolved, this US will allow all AMS clubs with club affiliation to request room bookings. Clubs and or other organizations without affiliation will not be allowed to request room bookings. Clubs who lose affiliation will be given a 1-year grace period from this rule. Could I seconder to the motion? Seconded by Jacob. Awesome. All those in favor, please raise your hands and say aye.
Aye.
This motion passes, so it'll be sent off to policy comm, and then you guys can come back and revise it if you need to at the next board meeting. Okay. Moving on to discussion